In today's world of global communication, everyone expects to plug in and go. The backbone of every institution is the ability to communicate at any time, any place, and anywhere. It is in this vein that the University of Education at Winneba in Ghana, in collaboration with British Council for Development Partnership for Higher Education Program, organized a workshop in information communication technology, which is aimed at bringing higher institutions in Africa together.
ICT4 Development is a project aimed at forging partnerships among higher education institutions in Africa in order to promote the development, deployment, and the use of ICT for improving teaching and learning. The project has a 3-year lifespan, within which we hope to establish a network of excellence in African ICT for development. Let me at this time welcome my colleagues. For you, I say Akwaba.
Representatives of various universities presented an overview of their institution's ICT experience.
At Royal Holloway, it's part of the University of London, and we have an ICT for Development collective, which is overseen by Professor Tim Unwin, who led a Department for International Development Prime Minister's initiative for 4 years, until 2004, when he came back to Royal Holloway to establish the ICT for Development collective. The purpose being to see how ICT for development can be used to help poor and marginalised communities across the world to develop.
The last few years have seen the number of computers and related products being acquired by the university grow exponentially. Currently, the university has over 600 computers, including top-of-the-range Pentium 4s and peripherals to match. The university also has a campus backbone network, which is on an optic fiber. Now, on internet, we have access through a link provided by the Kenya Education Network. This is facilitated through a 256 kilobits per second microwave radio link for uplink, and also we use VSAT for the downlink, which is a 512 kilobits per second downlink through the VSAT. Now, a link between the main campus and the Kisumu city campus is proposed and is currently being developed as part of a program which we are starting on open and distance learning. The university has also benefited from donations from a Chinese company known as Huawei. This equipment will be used in the open and distance learning project. Within the university itself, it is compulsory for all members of staff to be trained on the latest ICT packages. At the same time, this is done by the IT Center free of charge for all lecturers.
Mozambique has an ICT policy and an ICT strategy, and to implement both the policy and the strategy, Mozambique has a national commission, and this national commission is being supervised by the office of the Prime Minister. Now I'm going to talk about the ICT activities undertaken by the university. The university has an ICT center, and my faculty also has a unit which deals with ICT issues in education. Both the ICT Center and the Faculty of Education, with the help of the Ministry of Education and other partners, both national and international partners, are putting computers in the schools, training teachers to use computers in their teaching practices, but also to use computers in other tasks Also, they train students. Students both as helpers of the teachers in the teaching in the classrooms, but also train students to know how to use computers.
The purpose of this workshop, or this partnership, is to share research among ourselves, is to share best practices in ICT among ourselves, to ensure that we incorporate ICT into our curricula, our various institutional curricula, as to promote a foundation that ICT will build upon in view of revolutionizing and or accelerating development in our national, in our countries.
Mr. J.B. Williams, the ICT coordinator of the University of Education, Winneba, led the group to tour the University of Education's facilities. They paid a courtesy call to the Vice-Chancellor at his office, went to the Windy Bay radio station of the University of Education, Winneba, and visited the computer laboratories of the university.
Take 2 and 3 into groups, and then we go and then finish it up.
To formulate a working document for sustainable Africa higher education institutions in ICT for development, participants were placed into groups to discuss the objectives of the workshop. Their task was to show indicators of progress, how the indicators will be measured, and the assumptions and risks involved in the overall concept of the workshop. The objective of the workshop was to establish a sustainable Africa higher education institutions network, to initiate collaborative research within the network on various aspects of ICT for development, to provide equality of opportunities for members within the partnership to gain professional development expertise in ICT for development, to initiate ICT for development courses in partner institutions, and to mainstream gender in ICT for development. This is what the participants at the workshop had to say.
The ICT for Development workshop, which focuses on higher educational institutions, I feel the partnership is very good. It's a worthwhile initiative, and for me, the past 2 or 3 days that we've been here, the best things that I've seen is the sharing of best practices within Ghana, because other universities were here, and then from outside universities, what they do there has been a very big eye-opener for some of us, and I think that incorporating these ideas into our curriculum, which we seek to do in the next 3 years, will be a great opportunity for Africans to share best practices and then to show us evidence of what can be done collaboratively and what can be achieved within a network.
This workshop has been very fruitful. It is the kind we need in the university, especially now that we are in the ICT for development age. For me as a lecturer, and especially as a female, I need to work with ICT to enhance my teaching and learning and to encourage my staff.
I hope the partnership that is going to come as a result of this workshop will help us a lot to carry out research, particularly in ICT for development.
What is needed is the commitment. If these country institutions are committed, the network will work.
Now what is happening is that it needs collaboration from the institutional management, it needs collaboration from the government in terms of the policy direction, and full participation of those who are, we call the intellectuals.
I'm happy to be here and attend the workshop, the Delphi workshop on ICT4 development. And I think it's a very good initiative that the 4 universities, namely the one in Winneba, in Kenya, in Mozambique, and in London, came together to build a network of researchers on ICT4 development. And it had been, I think the 3 days have been very, very intensive. So it's a very intensive work, and a lot have been done in seeing how cooperation can be done among those universities to incorporate or to integrate ICT in the curricula in their universities. This is an initiative which is very, very important.
The Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba, Professor Jofus Anamwa Mensah, thanked the participants for a fruitful deliberation.
I'm happy that the workshop has taken place, and I feel elated also that it's been very successful. The amount of work that we've put in within 3-day period, I think it's commendable, because I thought that it would take us the 5 days, but as we originally planned, but we're able to work on it throughout the day, not even breaking for long to have our teas and so on. And what they've come out with seems good. It's a draft, but I believe that we're going to improve upon it. And the items we put there, I believe all of them all the activities and objectives are achievable.